Good afternoon, ladies. How are you?
Great.
Awesome.
Wow, I am so excited, as are both Tracy and Tracy. Welcome to our summit, our 3-day on how to be your own change agent. Ladies, are we excited about doing this or what?
I'm
So
super
excited. Yeah.
We have actually been talking about this for, I think, a couple months.
Yeah.
So we're so excited, and we hope that you, viewer, are also as excited for what we're about to present to you. So I am going to begin first. I am going to talk about awareness and clarity. And then on day 2, it's going to be Tracy Emerson talking to you about confidence and action. And then day 3, we have Tracy Gurney wrapping everything up with time management and how to move forward with your plan, awareness and your plan. So why don't we get started? Before I begin, I want to make sure that I let off a little bit of a disclaimer. As we become aware, sometimes we end up having a little bit of self-judgment, self-critique. We start picking at what we've done, where we are, all of that. Becoming self-aware has nothing to do with self-judgment. All it is a starting point. Think of it as you're going to take a road trip. And you check your gas level in your car before you go. You're aware of where that gas level is, and if you have to put how much more gas you have to put in. Think of it in this same way. Anything that is discussed in the next 3 days has nothing to do with self-judgment at all. So I want you to leave that at the door. Leave your fears, your emotions, and your self-judgment at the door. Second, awareness is all about knowledge and knowing where you are right now. With that knowledge, you are able to build a foundation to control your destiny. And that's all what awareness is. You will find out and see where your strengths are and where your opportunities are. And I don't like to use the word weakness. Weakness has a negative feeling to it. And so I don't want you to feel weak. I don't want your mind to have that. I want your mind to be open to opportunities and to grow. So let's get going. Before we dig deep into some questions I want to ask, because awareness is all about asking questions and answering those questions. I want to see if any of these questions resonate with you, because I know they do with me. You ready? January 1st. This is going to be my year. I am going to hit all my goals. I am going to be that person who loses that weight, who starts that business, who finishes their degree, who pays off those credit cards. That's me. That's who I am this year. And it's September what? And how are you feeling about that? How long did that last? I know I've said that to myself. I've said that to myself plenty of times. You get yourself all hyped up, and then everything falls by the wayside because you weren't clear and aware of everything you really wanted. How about this one? I'm determined to complete this goal. Oh, if I can tell you how many times I've said that to myself. Oh my goodness. There are times where I would say it, and I knew the second I said it, it's probably not going to happen. I really should get some goals, but I don't feel like it, and I'm not sure what I want. How many times have you planned things in your life because you've seen or heard somebody else doing it and it excited you, and you're like, oh, maybe I should be doing that. But in your heart and in the being of who you are, it wasn't something you really wanted. So now you set yourself up for failure. You set yourself up to go after something that was not important to you. I don't have time for this. How many times have we said, I don't have time? Come on, how many times? I know I have plenty of times because I didn't make it a priority because I didn't know where my priorities were. I didn't know. Or I really want to do this, but it's so overwhelming. I can't do it. I don't even know where to begin. That was me 3 years ago when I decided to run my first ultra trail race. I was looking so far down the road. I was looking so far that I became so overwhelmed, so filled with anxiety, so filled with fear. Instead of really understanding, peeling the onion back to make a proper plan and start with these small little steps. Because every time you take a small step, it leads you to a bigger step. So when you turn around, you've taken all these steps to get to where you are. Any of that sound familiar? Or how about feelings? Let's discuss feelings for a moment. When I was in the darkest of my days, I was completely feeling unfulfilled, unmotivated, uninspired. I wasn't even sure. I was so unsure of myself. I didn't know if I should turn right, if I should turn left, if I should move forward. I was so unmotivated. And we all have an unword. There's so many unwords. What's your unword? What have you felt before? Take a moment and just really think about how you have felt and how you are feeling right now. Is there uncomfortableness within your body of these questions I've asked? Because when you become aware of things, you become uncomfortable. And that's how we grow. And we feel it somewhere within our body. For me, it's sometimes in my belly, sometimes up in my throat. Everybody feels it somewhere. And the reason why I ask you to sit with this is because in quietness comes clarity. And clarity is what helps you understand some of your blockages. And clarity is what helped me. I can attest, everything I talk to you about, I am like pouring out my life to you. I'm being extremely vulnerable in showing you I have had all of those feelings. And I have said all of those. And I have fallen on my face plenty of times because of those. I would make sure I stayed busy. So I can say, oh, I'm just busy, busy, busy. I don't have time for this, busy, busy, busy. I was a workaholic, all of those things. Or I became so overwhelmed, I literally shut down and crawled in my bed and pulled the blankets over my head. Polar opposites, neither one were good for you. So well, I'm going to ask you, we're going to start talking about some questions and some things. And we become fearful when we have to be open and honest with ourselves and answer, and we become aware of our thoughts, or we're holding us back. But we need to be uncomfortable in order to go forward. We can't accelerate forward. You can't push forward if you don't understand and start peeling that onion away to understand some things. Now, there is one thing as we move forward. I don't want you to worry about writing down these questions or, Michele, what did you just say? At the end, within the next day after this, you will receive these questions in a PDF format. So you will have these as a guide to use. This is one of the tools that I use in bringing people through awareness and clarity. So I want you to think when you're sitting answering these questions, I want you to just be open and honest with yourself. There's no one else going to see these answers. This is you and you alone. Take today as the first day of you breaking the cycle. You're taking your blinders off, you're breaking the cycle, and you're going to become your change agent. Okay, here we go. We are going to start with a simple question. Who are you? Now, if I was to see you in a coffee shop and we started talking and I said, who are you? Tell me about yourself. Most times, I bet, because I know how I answered, I would answer with, oh, I'm a mom, I'm a grandma, I have 2 sons, 2 stepchildren, I live in Wisconsin, I do blah, 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 my career or whatever. And I'm not downplaying any of those, but those are roles. Those are roles we fill. I want you to think about who you are on the inside. Michele, who are you? Explain. Hi, how are you? Who are you? Oh, I am a woman who is loving life. I have had to make some adjustments lately. My partner and I, we're moving into a home up by the lake. I have been exploring ultra trailing, and I actually took up some writing lately. I'm working on some sonnets. And so I'm starting to talk to you about the type of person I am becoming. I do volunteer work. I love helping people. It's like we start talking about not just our role. I'm a mom. Okay, that's not bad. But who are you? Who is the person that you are? You know, you can talk about your roles, but talk about something you love. Now, just think about that for a little bit. Now I'm going to talk to you about some questions that are going to start expanding. We're going to expand. Why are you where you are right now in your life? And this is the piece I talked about. There is no self-judgment here, because the first place we're going to go is, well, I'm here because I'm in a dead-end job because I didn't go get a college degree. That's no. That's not the self-judgment I want. I want you to really understand why you are where you are right now. Because the more honest you are with yourself, the more power, listen to me, power you are giving to yourself. Because you're going to now start get clear on how you got to where you are. This was the hardest thing for me to do. I had to get honest, and I really had to understand, one, the parts of my life that made me happy, because there are parts of our lives that make us happy. And there were parts of my life that didn't make me happy, that I wanted to change. The minute we say, why are you where you are in your life? We automatically go negative. And that's not right. You have to take the positive parts of your life. So why are you where you are in your life now? There are many positive things in your life, and you have to list those. I remember somebody once made me, in an exercise, write 25 things that I had accomplished. And I was upset with that person. I didn't want to do it because I kept thinking about the negative parts. And it was the most eye-opening thing I've done. That's what I want you to do. I want you to see the positives because you're going to accentuate those positive things in your life. And we begin to see the things that we have to change, opportunities for us to make a difference in ourselves. Okay? Now, the next question. The next question you get to dream. Where do you want to be? Write it out. Yes, it's a writing exercise. Write it out. See it in print. Don't say, but I have to. Write out where you want to be. If you could just write anything you ever wanted, write it out. Don't think about how you're going to get there. Don't think about money. Don't think about kids. Don't think about, if you're somebody who wants to spend the summers in Italy, if that's something I've always dreamt of, write it out. You're not going to think any further past that. You're just going to write. You are starting to become aware of what your dream is. This one here, this question here, why do you want to be there? Those three letters, WHY, have the most impact in your life. So you're going to write the answer. And when you write that answer, you're going to say to yourself, why is that answer so important to me? And when you write that answer, I want you to do it 2 more times to each one of those answers. Okay? You are really peeling. You're really getting to the heart, to your heart. You're becoming aware of everything. Your next question. What are you trying to accomplish? For me, what I became very clear in, I want to show the women in my life, my stepdaughters, my grandchildren, my friends, my cousins, family members, anybody close to me, that it's never too late to do anything. Never. If you have a dream and you find a way to go after that dream. For some people, they want to leave a legacy. For other people, they want, they want to leave the world a better place than when they entered the world. Whatever that is, when you get bigger than what your simple wants are in life or desires, why you're trying to accomplish this, and you make it bigger than you get more drive, you get more excitement about it. You get more, I'm not going to let down my grandchildren, my granddaughter. I'm not going to let down. People are watching me. We watch everybody. Social media proves that. The last question is very overlapping to everything, but it helps bring everything down to one level. Why is this all important to you? Everything that you have discussed, everything you have brought up, who you are, what do you want in your life? Where do you want to be? Why is this all important to you? What are you trying to accomplish? Why is that all important to you? And some of those whys can be pulled from each one of those questions. And now you have it in this little paragraph, big padded paragraph, pages of paragraphs, whatever is important to you. You have started to unlock and unleash your understanding of yourself. You are starting to build that foundation. You are building everything that you want. You are starting to see a pattern. You're starting to feel what is important to you. You are starting to notice, what do I want to change? You are becoming aware, clear, and able to start making a plan. I hope this resonates with you. My hope in giving this conversation to you is that I have triggered some thoughts that are igniting you to go after what you have always dreamt of doing, of accomplishing those goals, of starting something you've always dreamt of doing, of moving if you wish to move, to just explore and expand your life past getting uncomfortable, getting past the fear, past all of that. Now, I have given you a great foundation. I have given you great thoughts, provoking questions, and I've given you a way to start understanding what is important. And I know if I was to say, go out after you've written this out, circle words, circle things that are important to you. Now you got to make a plan. But making a plan is one thing, but having the confidence to move forward with that plan is another thing. And that is another hurdle, another leaning into uncomfortableness. And that Tracy Emerson is going to help you with tomorrow. I can't wait for tomorrow. Ladies, you're both on mute.
There we go. That was fantastic.
That was amazing.
Yeah. Makes you
Like,
think,
I don't want to
hey?
go next.
Yes, you do, because you're just as amazing. I have seen your work with confidence, lady.
That was seriously incredible. Really
Yeah.
good, Michelle. Really
Love
good.
the questions. That
Yeah.
was amazing. And I think if anyone takes you on and actually goes through that, that's exactly what you said, an amazing foundation.
Yeah. So a question for you guys quickly. When I was talking about the unwords, do either one of you have an unword that you use or that you thought of?
One that keeps coming up in my practice and one that is part of my transformation is unworthy. So that is a word that for me resonates very strongly, because I spent most of my life feeling unworthy of just about everything. So yeah, worthiness, I think, is such an important factor in anybody's life. You nail worthiness and you've nailed it. Like, you can literally do anything. It doesn't mean that you're not going to struggle. It doesn't mean that you're not going to, have moments of despair or any of those things. But when you can stand in your own worthiness, life is different. It really is different.
I love that. Absolutely. Tracy Gurney?
I don't know if this exactly fits the bill, but unleash to me really speaks to me because I hold a lot in. So I'm actually have used that word recently quite a bit, because it's the unleash, unlock, like letting me out there. So I'm trying really hard.
You're doing a great job.
You are.
Your emails, your Instagram stuff, your Facebook, like, honestly, it's spectacular.
Yes. Wow.
It's really good.
I
How do you
love,
top that, right, Tracy?
yeah.
Tomorrow? How are you going to top that? I'm joking because I know that you are amazing. So
So don't forget, tomorrow it is on confidence and action plan, because you will see from Tracy, they intertwine. I know they do, because I've had to deal with Tracy and some of her action plans. So until tomorrow.